Hi, this is Saraswati. Today's class I am going to explain procedure blocks in behavioral modeling. In this video, I cover the topics of first one, what is procedure blocks, second one, always block, third one, initial block. The first topic is what is procedure blocks. You see the some points on display. The first point is in Verilog, procedural blocks are important constructs used to write program in behavioral modeling. This point means, for example, if you want to write a program in data flow model, the assign keyword are used to write a output expression or statement. As it is, in gate level modeling, you are using a gate names to write a output expressions or statements. As it is, if you want to write any program in Verilog in behavioral modeling, the procedural blocks are very important to write a program. The second point is procedural blocks are to define how logic circuits behave over time. This point means the logic circuit from starting point to ending point, how it will have to behave for certain conditions or events. This will be told by these procedural blocks. The third point is these blocks provide a way to describe the sequential execution of operations, its state transitions and its signal assignments within a digital design. This point means the procedural blocks describe the sequential execution and its state transition means it changes from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0 in which conditions it will tell in the by using procedural blocks. And fourth point is the two main procedural blocks in Verilog are always blocks and initial blocks. The second topic is always block. The first point, the always block is the primary construct in RTL modeling. This point means the always block is the primary or mainly construct or keyword in the implementation program. The second point is an always block in Verilog is used to specify how signals should be updated based on certain conditions or events. This point means the always block tells the how it will have to behave in certain conditions or events. The third point is it is primarily used for describing sequential logic such as state machines, counters and data path elements. The fourth point is the always block can be used to show latches, flip-flops or combinational logic. The next point is always blocks are sensitive to changes in variables or events listed in their sensitivity list. This point means we can easily change the variables or events in the always blocks. The always block syntax you observe on display, always at the rate of open bracket event underscore 1 or event underscore 2 or so on close the bracket. If you write a program in behavioral modeling, the always block is compulsory. The always block consists of always at the rate of open bracket event 1 or event 2 or so on. Here at the rate of is compulsory symbol after the always keyword. Next after at the rate of symbol you have to declare the signals or variables or events. The next point is the always block is a trigger to execute by the level positive edge or negative edge of one or more signals, and the signals are separated by a keyword R. And you observe the above syntax, there is a event underscore 1 or event underscore 2 or so on. This event 1, event 2 are a signals. These are triggered by the, it may be a level or a positive edge or a negative edge. And these event 1, event 2 are separated by a or keyword. You observe the at the rate of symbol. This at the rate of symbol is called as an event, and the event 1 or event 2 or so on. This total list is called as a sensitivity list, and event 1, event 2 are called as a signals. These signals are separated by a keyword R. The next point is the sensitivity list is a list of signals that directly affect the output results generated by the always block. If you see the example, always at the rate of A or B. You observe here the A and B are the signals and A and B are separated by a keyword R, and it is a level triggered, and A or B it is a level changes. And the second example is always at the rate of positive clock. It is a edge triggered, positive edge of the clock. The next point is if the statements in the always block are enclosed within a begin and end. The statements are executed sequentially. This point means the always block have the begin and end block. Between the begin and end block there are statements. These statements are executed sequentially. You observe the syntax on display always at the rate of event 1 or event 2 so on, begin, statements, end. These statements are called procedural statements. The next point is when multiple statements are included in an always block, the begin and end keywords are needed. Otherwise, these keywords can be omitted. This point means if you want to write a more than one statement in always block, there is a compulsory keyword is a begin and end. Between begin and end, the statements are written. There is no statements in always block, there is no need to write the begin and end keywords. We can neglect that. The next topic is initial block. You see the first point. For simulation purposes are mainly used right in test bench program. This point means the initial block is right in the only test bench programs. The second point is Verilog also provides the initial constructor. This point means if you observe always block, there is a always keyword is write the always block. Here in initial block, you write the initial keyword are used. The third point is the initial and always construct have the same form, but the statements inside the initial construct are executed only once at the start of the simulation. This point means the initial and always blocks are the same format of the syntax. But in initial construction, there is a statements in begin and block. These are the executed only once. If you observe the syntax of the initial block is first starting with the initial, next begin. Between the begin and end block, there is a statements. These are statements are executed only once. This is the initial syntax in initial block. I hope you understand the procedural blocks concept in behavioral modeling very well. If you are watching first time my video, kindly subscribe and support to make lot of videos. Thanks for watching my channel. Thank you.